Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So my name is Ashish, and today the topic we have picked that is we are going to discuss about the difference between calculate table, and filter function. Why we have picked it? Because this is the most confusing topic, and whenever you are going to appear for any particular interview for the Power BI, so this question you are going to ask maximum time. Okay, if you are appearing. 10 Power BI interviews, then maximum I think 7 to 8 times the interviewer is going to ask you. So we will try to understand it, like how the calculate is going to work, how the calculate table is going to work, and what is the difference between all these, with the filter function. So first of all, let's go to our workshop, and here I will try to show you. I have one data, and that data is I have taken the extract that from the Excel file. So we have very normal data. So that is order ID, order date, reason, product, quantity, and sales amount. So if we are checking the region, we are having the fourth region consistent of east, north, south, west, and we are having the product. Okay, so we are having a different kind of the product with their quantity and sales amount. So first of all, I just wanted to talk about how the calculate is going to work. So I hope like if you are working in the Power BI or if you are new into the Power BI, so at least you are aware that calculate function how is going to work. Okay. So this calculate function, how like to tell you this, just think about it. This is the master calculate function. Simply what it will do, it will provide you a scalar value. So when I say a scalar value, then it's mean you will get a output result, a single number, and calculate what is doing, just simply it's changing or modifying the filter context. Okay, and it works both into row context and filter context. So what is row context and filter context? If you don't know about the same, I have created one video, I will keep into the I button. You can watch that video also, so that you will be clear about that. Okay, so the calculate is something simply you will get a scalar value. How you will get the scalar value, how this is going to modify the filter context? Okay, let's check into our workshop. So for an example, if we will see into our model, okay, and I just wanted, there are four reason consistent of four reason, and I just wanted the sale only for the east. I don't want to consider for north, west, or south. Okay, so how I can do that? Simply for we can have one calculate function, and using that I can get the sale. So let's try to create one measure here. I will keep the name as east region sales. Okay, so simply, since this is the calculate function example, we will use the calculate function. The first thing is asking for expression. So when it's talk about expression, then it's mean what we wanted. So I wanted the total sale. So in total sales, it will be sum of sales amount. That is the column we have. Okay, next expression is asking about the filter. So that's why it's wanted. The calculate function is doing, it's coming with the inbuilt filter function. So what it will do, it will simply modify the context. Okay, so I just wanted the sale, but in which context I want where the reason is equal to east. Okay, make sure your east or whatever the you are typing here, that should be perfectly matching. If the east is there in capital letter, you cannot type as east in small letter, then it's not going to work. Okay, so I have type as east. Now I'm closing this window and hit the enter button. So let's see whether this is working fine or not. So I will try to add one table here, and in this table, first of all, I will just try to add the normal region and all the sales amount there. Okay, then I will try to add the measure what I have written. Okay, so it's showing for the east 2 million. So it's, I think it's coming as a round figure. So what it will do, we will try to do the display units as a none. Okay, so see, now you can match 1924480. So it's matching perfectly. Okay, and as I said, calculate function is going to work on row context and filter context also. So what does it mean? Suppose the lower granularity of this particular what to say, this region. So if I will filter to the region, okay, another lower granularity is product. Okay, I can say there is a so many products are there. Okay, so if I will try to add a product here, okay, and then if I will try to add this particular measure, now the filter context is going to work here. So I will get the sale of all over the product whatever is falls into this east region sales. Okay, so I believe now you are able to understand how this calculate function is going to work. This is very simple. You will get one scalar value. Okay, this is the output result, and since this is the filter context and works in row context both together, so if you are applying any filter into the any visual, okay, so that is also going to work. So this is the clear. Now talk about the calculate table. So this is very simple. Both are the similar only. Calculate and calculate table both are the similar. Just there is only one difference. This calculate function is providing you of a kind of scalar value, but the calculate table with the name itself there is adding a table. Then it's going to return you a table. Okay, so it will create a filtered virtual table, okay, that exists temporarily in our memory Power BI, and that also can be stored as a new table in the model if we wanted to reuse it. Okay, so for an example, if I have to store a table particularly in my model where I should have a particular table where I will only consider the north sales. Okay, how we can do that? For that, we can create one new table. Okay, and here we can use the calculate table function. Okay, so I will try to add here north region and sales. Okay, so simply what I will do, since I wanted to separate a table, so there is a function calculate table. Calculate was providing you a scalar value, and this will provide you a table. So now it's asking for which table you wanted the reference. Okay, so I wanted the reference from sales table. Okay, now it's asking which filter you wanted to have. Okay, so if I have given the reference of this sales table, then it will provide entire table content from here. Now the second argument was asking a filter. So that filter, what I want the sales region that equal to what was it was the north. Okay, so now I have closed it. Now what it will do, it will provide the entire table content, all the product id, all the sales, all the everything, but it will filter the reason column, and it will give the entire table based on the north sales only. I will not get another rows for another reason. Okay, so let's try to hit here and we'll see into our table. So this table have been created. Now we'll go to our model. Okay, and here in north region sales, if I will check the region, then only north is showing. Okay, so this is the main difference between this. Now if I wanted to check that whether this particular function is going to work perfectly or not, so simply I will just trying to remove it here so that it will not make confusion, because there will be so many visuals. Simply I will add here reason, okay, and the sales amount to check that whether it's matching or not. So this is the north which is coming directly from the main table, and this is from the calculate table, whatever the function we have used. We can see both the sales value is going to match. Okay, so this function we are going to use when we have to use a calculate table or we have to store a aggregate table. Then this calculate table function we are going to use. Okay, instead of creating again and again the this table, okay, here we can use into measures also, but there is a some slightly difference. How we can do that, let's try to check here. So the same thing we will try to get here. I just wanted to have a north sales. Okay, and how we have got it, just we have created a calculate table. We have created one physical table which is showing here into our model. Now we will try to get the same thing using the calculate table, but we will try to use the calculate function here, and we will get the same thing. How we can do that, just try to create one new measure. Okay, and we will try to here what we will try to write here. Let's say like what we can write. Okay, north region sales m. Okay, a measure I can write. That's perfectly fine. What we have written earlier we have written use the calculate table, and then the table reference what we have given the sales table, and whatever the filter we have given, the filter we have given simply the reason should be what reason, that will be north. Okay, so based on this filter I wanted a table. So if I'm going to hit here enter, so this measure is coming with an error. Why this is throwing an error? Because this calculate table is going to provide a output as a table, but this measure, whatever the measure you are going to write, that only will provide you a scalar value. Okay, so how we can solve that? Simply we will use here the calculate function, and in calculate function we will tell what we wanted. So I wanted simply sum of sales amount only, sales amount, that will be from sales table, and we will give one filter context, and in filter context this will be going to add, I'm sorry, this region will be from the sales, not from the here sales region. Okay, so let's try to understand what we have done here. So this calculate function, what is doing? Simply what I wanted. Okay, what I wanted. So I simply what I want the total sales. And now this entire function we have already written. Now this will act like a virtual table. Okay, so I will get the total sales, but virtually it will check in the sales table where region equal to north, only that sales I'm going to get. There is a other ways also we can use the here itself, like the filter function itself we have used. Okay, or if we are not going to use this particular thing, if we are commenting also, then also we are going to get the same result. We can use the filter function, but I'm just telling you there is some another way also. Okay, and for the calculate table there are so many ways. If you wanted to understand like how many ways are there to get the result, how many scenarios we can use the calculate table, so I have to create one separate video for that. Just comment me down if you want a separate video to understand. Then I will try to create one video where I will try to add at least 5 to 7 scenario that will be perfectly for the calculate table. So this measure have been done, and simply I just copy paste it. Okay, so last time what we have done, sum of sales amount I have added, and this time I will add this not sale. Okay, so this is the things we have used using the calculate function. Same result I'm getting. Okay, 1750893, 1750893. So this is about the calculate table. Okay, now we are talking about the filter function. So how we can do the filter function, let's try to understand that also. So how the filter function is going to work? Filter function, if I'm talking about you one example about the same, okay, what we can do. So simply filter function is going to work row by row, and this filter is always return a table. It's not returning a kind of scalar value. So it's work row by row to apply the complex condition. And usually or the most of the time we are going to work filter inside the calculate or the calculate table. We are not working alone. Okay, so how we can do that? Let's say I wanted a sale, only I wanted to calculate sale where the sales are greater than 1000. Okay, so let's try to create one measure here, and we will call it like north sales. We will keep it north sales greater than 1000. Okay, so here what we will use, we will use the calculate function. Expression will be the same. We wanted the sales amount, that we will keep from the sales table. Now in the filter function itself, we will try to add the filter function. Now it's asking from which table you wanted me to work. So we will say you have to go into the sales table, and again it's asking which expression you wanted me to apply. Okay, then we will say where the sales amount, I'm sorry, it will not use the sum actually, this, because this is going to work row by row. Okay, as I have said earlier. So you have to check, you have to filter the sales table, and you have to check the sales where it's greater than 1000. Only those rows you have to consider. So what I have done, I have done simply what I want total sales. And now this filter function is going to work row by row, and it will filter the record which is greater than 1000. Only those sales are going to consider into it. Okay, and if I wanted to have another filter also, we can give another filter. Okay, the region, so the sales region, what could be, it could be only north. Okay, simple. So now let's, okay, it's already closed. Okay, so this also have been created. Now we will try to add one another table, and here tick tick tick, if I'm going to add here is north sale. So NOR sale was 1750893, but if we are filtering it, we are going to consider only those sales which is greater than 1,000, then this is the record. Okay. So I believe now you have understood how the calculate is going to work, how the calculate table is going to work, and how the filter function is going to work. Okay. This could be, you can find a little bit, complex, but if you will watch it very carefully, you will try to understand it. I will try to add the, whatever the this extract file I have used for doing this calculations and all, so that you can practice alongside and it will be clear for you. Okay. If you like this video, please hit the like button and comment like whatever the next you wanted to consider me the next video. I thank you so much for watching this video. Keep learning, keep growing.